Ed Joyce, first of all, well done. Terrific victory.
Yeah, fantastic. I think at the start of the day, Worcester were definitely ahead in the game, but not by maybe as much as people would have thought. There was enough in the wicket for us to have a sort of 20-30% chance of winning, we thought. We definitely needed to get early wickets. We needed to get Daryl Mitchell out. He's obviously a very good player, captain, someone they bat around, so that was obviously a massive wicket for us. And then we chipped away. We got that real bang bang and got them down to 70 for 4 early on, which I thought put us then ahead of the game, and it was ours to lose then, I thought. Ajmal Shahzad bowled fantastically well. Not a huge swing, but just really clever bowling on a pitch that was sort of a little bit up and down and very aggressive as well. So I'm really chuffed for him because he's come in obviously off a couple of difficult seasons and been a bit of a breath of fresh air for our changing room. He's a massive extrovert and you know, we've got quite a quiet change room, so he's actually been really good for us. So absolutely delighted for him because I know he was nervous going into these first couple of games, so it's great to see him getting off the mark.
And the fact that 7 of the wickets for Worcestershire in the second innings came from the spinners, we thought perhaps the spinners would play a key role today, but it was Shahzad who was the key man.
I think that's the nature of their attack maybe. Gareth Andrew was struggling a little bit and they obviously have an international class spinner in their team, so in Senanaika, so he bowled very well. And then Kervasi obviously was a curveball, he bowled really well actually. Almost found him more difficult than Senanaika at times, so they did really well with that. There was a bit of turn in the wicket, you know, Ashar bowled what he bowls, you know, he's not a huge turner of the ball, but he did a great job for his holding there when we needed him to. And obviously Wellesley got 3 or 4 very handy wickets in the game as well, so that his leg spinners are really coming on. But just a really good bowling effort. I thought we got hit by a few things in this game, obviously Tamal not being able to bowl at different stages and Ajmal being sick for the first day and a half, so we've actually done really well to come through and win the game, I think.
And how difficult was that for you, Ed, as the skipper? Because some catches went down in the first innings as well.
Catches are the most frustrating thing. Obviously, it's very difficult to win 4-day games without taking your catches. You know, I feel very sorry. It's a very difficult thing to field in the slips, and Craig Kachoba had a very difficult time in there for sure, and it wasn't just him. So it's just one of those things. Maybe they shouldn't have got such a big score. I think if we'd taken our catches, we could have held them to 250 and had a good first innings lead and had a more comfortable sort of last innings there. But these things happen, and it's fantastic to win a game when things don't quite go your way.
As a game of cricket, it was terrific to watch. What was it like to play? You just had the feel of a really good game of county championship cricket.
I think a lot of that's down to the wicket. We've tried to get wickets here that the relayed ones tend to be really good cricket wickets and create results, which is what we want. You know, we don't want the boring, slow pitches that we perhaps had 3 or 4 years ago. And generally the wickets here are very good now. And we obviously recruited with that in mind. You know, Tamal Mills obviously got a lot of pace. Ajmal's got pace. We've obviously got Jimmy Anion and Lewis Hatchett in there as well, and Matt Hobden's come through brilliantly, and obviously McGuffin as well. So we've got a stable of guys who can bowl at sort of between 80 and 90, so that's what we're trying to do on these wickets.
What about Worcestershire, newly promoted side? They competed well over the 4 days.
They competed really well over these 4 days, and they competed really well with the champions last week as well, and I think they'll definitely cause a few upsets. They've battled hard. We did say all the time that we thought, you know, they might have a dodgy session in them. The history would suggest that, but it was looking like they didn't have that until the last day there. But I thought it was more our good bowling than anything to do with them that precipitated that.
2 wins on top of the championship tonight. That's a nice way to start the season.
Oh, it's fantastic. You can't ask for more, but we did the same thing last year and obviously only came 3rd, so we're not taking anything for granted with all due respect to these, but the teams we've played, they're both the promoted sides and probably not fancied to win the title, so I think it will be sorely tested next week against Durham, probably without Tamal, which we'll see what happens there, but you know, they're a very, very good side and they've started the season well as well, and always traditionally we haven't played particularly well at Durham, so hopefully we do what we did last year at Warwickshire and get a win there for first time in a few years.
And does that strengthen the resolve within the squad, Ed, that you started so well last year, you really want to carry it on this year?
Not really. I think we're sort of in the same position. I think if things go our way and some people stay fit, we need some of the guys to stay fit. I think we can win the championship, but I think there are probably a couple of stronger squads out there than we have, but I think our strongest 11 is as good as anyone else's.
And Tamal Mills, you know, he came on and bowled today. You said you don't think he'll play. How bad is that injury?
He just felt a bit of jarring in his back, and I don't really know. He gets some feeling in his legs as well, which he had when we signed him, so we were aware of that. So it's very difficult for him. Obviously, he bowls at such pace, and he puts 100% into every ball that you know, you have to rest him and give him time off. And our plan was to play him in the first 2 games and not bring him to Durham anyway, if I'm being completely honest. So and then he'd have a couple of weeks rest, and you know he's going to hopefully be so important for us in white ball cricket this year. So we were hopefully going to use him sparingly. Hopefully this isn't too serious. We erred on the side of resting him when we could. We obviously needed him there at the end to bowl a couple of overs, but he's a really exciting cricketer and we want to make the best use of him.
Final question, as you said already, it's a tough place to go, Durham. Sussex haven't performed there. It's time to go up there and win, isn't it, Ed?
For sure, yeah. I think we have the tact to do it, and I just don't think we've batted well enough. You know, they tend to win the toss and bat first, so, and try and get a score on the board, and they've got an attack that suits that wicket very well. So, but we should as well with the new signings we've made. So I just think it's one of those things. We're going up on Friday this year, so we've got an extra day on the Saturday. So that's one of the things that's often very difficult, is travelling up such a long way on the day before and then getting into the game. So we're going to give ourselves an extra day. So hopefully that does the trick.